Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of VGC Prep. I'm your host Ryan, and today we're doing best 2 out of 3 against Terralution 23, aka Miguel. So this is for the PDL, the Pokemon Doubles League. The team that he brought was Hitmontop, Pachirisu, Camerupt, Suicune, Meowstic, and Lucario. The Camerupt is his only Mega. So that's what he brought. Now, looking at those teams, I forgot the 6th Pokemon that I have, but I have all 5, the other 5 here. So looking at those teams, I figured, Mawile is going to be really powerful for his team. It hits 1, 2, 3 things super effectively. It hits the Suicune and the Pachirisu incredibly hard. And the Camerupt doesn't really want to take hits, but it's not like I'm going to be staying in on a Camerupt. So I decided that, but just in case he wanted to start off with the Suicune or the Camerupt, I decided not to start off with my Mawile. I decided to go with my Golurk because I figured it had another good combination. It's immune to Hitmontop's Fake Out, which is going to be pretty important. It's immune to Pachirisu's Nuzzle. It has super effective for Camerupt. It is super effective for Meowstic, it is super effective for Lucario, so I figured that would be my best play. So let's get straight into that battle. I also brought Feraligatr and Cresselia, Cresselia being my best Trick Room setter. I think I might have had Porygon 2 as my 6th, I don't remember though. So he ends up starting off with Meowstic and Lucario, and I have Golurk and Cresselia, so I know he can't really take out either of my 2 Pokemon very easily. So I'm not going to Protect, I'm just going to stay in. I don't even remember if this Golurk has Protect, it might be Assault Vest. He ends up tricking with my Cresselia, which is not great. I get a Choice Scarf, but he doesn't taunt me, and not that it matters, I had, Mental Herb. He ends up actually going for Dark Pulse, and I was like, oh my lord, that is going to hurt. I end up surviving, though, which is kind of awesome. And I just one-shot the Lucario. So I don't know if I was necessarily Assault Vest. I think if I was Assault Vest, I would have taken that a little bit better. But long story short, I'm locked into Trick Room now, so I'm gonna have to switch out 100%. There's no reason for me not to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch out my my Cresselia here. I'm gonna bring in my Feraligatr because I'm kind of expecting maybe a Scald into that spot. He's gonna go for the Charm on my Golurk. Now I was basically just leaving Golurk in to get some damage, chip damage off onto the Meowstic. But turns out Golurk's really strong and actually still takes out even at -2. So it was totally worth it. He does go for Scald here, and he does end up actually going for the Feraligatr. So I was very happy about that switch in. He gets the burn, not a big deal. I am a special Feraligatr, so it didn't really matter to me too much. Hacks is hacks, it sucks, but what he's going to do is he's going to bring in the Camerupt here. And, the Suicune is kind of a problem, but I don't have a safe switch in because I have Mawile on the back and a Choice Scarf Cresselia, so it's like, what's that really going to do for me? So I'm just going to leave Golurk in here. And, the Camerupt is going to Mega Evolve here. I go for Drain Punch on the Suicune, hopefully to get, some HP back. But, I'm -2, I'm really not going to be doing too much damage. And I don't get enough HP back to survive anything, really. So, I Scald for the Camerupt. I assumed, the Protect was pretty obvious. But I didn't have much else of a choice, so that's what I went for. So he goes for Snarl, does end up killing my Golurk, and it lowers my special attack, but I'm still thinking, he's at negative, he's 4 times weak to Scald. I'm pretty strong. I'm the 3rd strongest special water type in the game right now. That's legal. So I'm thinking, okay, this is just gonna be perfect for me. Let's just Protect here because he's gonna go for the Snarl, But Suicune's not really a big threat to me. So what I'm gonna do is, in order to avoid getting hurt and killed, I'm actually gonna Trick Room. A few reasons behind this. Camerupt is the biggest threat. Alright, Camerupt is a huge threat to me. I only have Mawile on the back and a Scarfed Cresselia. Alright, so Camerupt's going to underspeed all of that. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to get rid of Trick Room so I can outspeed it with my Feraligatr and take it out. First time I've ever gotten rid of Trick Room to outspeed something. It's very odd. It's a very odd concept. So I'm going to bring in my Mawile here as I switch out. He is going to Protect. He kind of has to. He doesn't really have much of a choice, but, he's going to get that Snarl off, and I'm going to be at, -3 by the time I'm ready to attack this thing. You know, -3, not great. Not great. So I'm a little weary. Of if am I really going to be able to take out this Camerupt? So what I do is I'm going to Mega Evolve, because if I don't get rid of this Camerupt, I pretty much lost the game. You know, because Cresselia is not going to do anything for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just... He ends up not snarling me, which is great, because I take that attack pretty well. I go for the Scald on the Camerupt, and even at -3, it KOs it 100%, so that's great. Just in case, I did play rough the Camerupt slot, just in case. But long story short, we crit the Suicune. Kind of an issue. I mean, in the long run, I counted out, it didn't really matter too much, because in the long run, you know, basically he couldn't kill my Mawile fast enough. It's about a 3-hit KO on his Suicune, and with my Cresselia in the back, and you know, I had the Feraligatr, I missed the Focus Blast. It ended up not really mattering, because the Focus Blast would have turned it into a 2-hit KO anyway. So long story short, it wasn't a big deal that he got critted. Still, it still sucks, you know. If he didn't get critted and I hit my Focus Blast, it wouldn't have mattered. If he didn't get crit and I didn't hit my Focus Blast, then it would have been mattered in my thing, or if he got a burn, you know. But yeah, I mean, it was still a really good battle, so I was pretty happy about that. Now going into this battle, I kind of didn't think Mawile was good, to be honest. I wasn't too happy with its matchup, and plus the fact that I didn't really have anything to hit that Suicune super effectively. So I decided to bring a Cacturne this turn, and I decided to start off with Feraligatr, expecting him to expect me to start with Golurk again. But we're going to see he actually starts off with Suicune and Pachirisu. So it's not the best of leads for me. I can't really do anything to the Suicune, which is going to suck, but again, not really much I can do. He does nuzzle my Feraligatr, which is kind of nice for me because I do get that speed boost. But again, I really don't have too much in the way of hitting that Suicune. He doesn't snarl me, which is not great at all. Suicune's kind of a jerk. I really don't like Suicune. It's a pain in the butt. You know, Snarl is just such a nuisance. So I go for Focus Blast because it's my strongest attack against this. I'm sorry, I'm hiccuping. It's my strongest attack against the Suicune. But I just miss. So I'm just like, you know what, I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna switch into my Cacturne. He can't do anything to my Cacturne, really. Let's be real, he's not going to. I Psychic the Suicune just to get some chip off on it. It does a decent amount, all things considered, but not really enough. So he's gonna Scald my Cresselia. He does get the burn. Thankfully it's on the Cresselia, not on, you know, like a Mawile or something. And he Super Fangs my Cresselia. He's just trying to get rid of the Cresselia. So I'm figuring, okay, so is he going to go for the Follow Me here? We haven't seen it. We've only seen Nuzzle and Super Fang. Is he going to go for the Follow Me here? Do I target the Pachirisu? Do I target the Suicune? What do I do? Well, this is what I do. I'm a little weary of him going for the Follow Me, so I'm going to go for the Helping Hand Energy Ball onto the Suicune slot. The reason I go for the Suicune slot is because I want to get rid of the Suicune, you know? I really want to get rid of the Suicune. And the reason I went for Helping Hand was because if he does Follow Me, then I get a lot of damage off onto the Pachirisu. He ends up actually switching on to the Camerupt, thinking it will take the Energy Ball a lot better, but it doesn't, because Camerupt does not have great special defense, and it's a neutral attack. Helping Hand boosted, it's going to do a lot of damage. I actually go for Protect this turn, which is unfortunate because I kind of figured he's going to go for Heat Wave, you know, he's going to kill me, so I go for Protect. I do get paralyzed, and I do lose my Cacturne this turn. Not really the end of the world because, again, you know, Camerupt is really slow, so he's going to outspeed me. You know, I went for the Psychic onto the Camerupt to kill it, but, you know, I've got the Feraligatr in. He's actually paralyzed. Actually, now that I think about it, it did matter, because I was paralyzed. I would have undersped that Camerupt, wouldn't I? Huh. Well, long story short, I bring in Feraligatr and Golurk. I go for the Scald. I go for the Earthquake, not really thinking that, oh man, I'm going to hit my Feraligatr. I really should have gone for Protect. But Feraligatr actually takes it pretty well. We don't kill the Pachirisu though, so it's kind of like a toss-up there. But he goes for Super Fang on my Feraligatr. Now I'm pretty low. I'm going to have to go for Protect this turn. Trick Room does end up ending, which is beautiful for me. I'm very happy about that. And in comes Suicune. I'm thinking, okay, Suicune's kind of a problem. I lost my only way to kill it, so that's kind of where it does end up mattering. He ends up super fanging my Golurk, which doesn't affect it. I guess he thought it was a status move. I thought it was a status move, so it doesn't affect me. I end up scalding the Pachirisu and Shadow Punching the Suicune, mainly because Shadow Punch would have killed the Camerupt without me having to worry about, you know, killing my fur alligator. But we're gonna see the Lucario come in. I have a chance of killing it with an Earthquake, but I mean, obviously he's just probably gonna double target me. I do survive it. He goes for Blizzard, and he tells me that he doesn't have the TM Ice Beam, and he forgot about it, so he just gave it Blizzard, and he got lucky by hitting me. 70% chance to hit is pretty ballsy. But I mean, there's really not much I can do at this point. You know, I don't have anyone else left, so my Feraligatr is going to go down, and that is going to be a loss for me, 3-0 loss. So right now we're pretty much at neutral. I won 3-0, he won 3-0, so we have to go into the third battle, and I'll show you guys exactly what happens that third battle. So I'm thinking, okay, you know what, my initial lead with Golurk was not great because the Lucario. So I think what I'm going to do, we haven't seen the Hitmontop, there's really no reason. I think he's pretty satisfied with his team, so I'm going to just start off with Mawile. I think Mawile is the best play, so that's what I'm going to do. Mawile, Cresselia, there's not much he can do to that team, that combo. It's a pretty deadly combo, so just starting off with that is going to be perfect for me. He does start off with Lucario and the Pachirisu, so I think I'm in a pretty solid position here. So I'm going to just straight up Mega Evolve. You know, from what we've seen, the Lucario can't touch me. Beautiful. You know, we've seen on Lucario just Dark Pulse, but it's been doing a decent amount of damage. We haven't seen a Life Orb, we haven't seen a Focus Sash. So I'm thinking maybe it's Specs. Actually, now that I'm thinking if it's Specs, it probably means that I am Assault Vest with that Golurk. So he does the Dark Pulse and does a lot of damage, so I'm thinking, okay, you know, it's got to be Specs at this point. So I go for the Play Rough. I actually just one-shot the Lucario, which is awesome. I am very happy about that. But I flinch. I flinch here, and now I'm in a bad spot, you know, because we got this Camerupt out here, and what am I going to do to a Camerupt? You know, I could go for the Play Rough, but it's not going to kill it, you know. So I bring in my Feraligatr. It's really my only option. I'm not going to go for Trick Room because, and now I'm kind of thankful I got flinched because now Trick Room's not up. This thing's not going to be faster than me. It's not going to be taking damage out onto me. He's going to go for the Helping Hand, probably Heat Wave here. Obviously, I'm going to outspeed. I do Psychic into the Pachirisu because honestly, I figured, why the hell not? It's probably going to keep follow me and doing that stuff to prevent me from killing it with a Scald. So yeah, so I lose my Cresselia there. But I bring in my Golurk, and I'm thinking, okay, I could just Earthquake here. Mr. Hamtaro there has already taken some damage. He can't follow me that away. That'll kill the Camerupt. And he actually forgot about Earthquake here. He didn't think I'd go for it, so he went for a follow me to avoid it, but you know, he's not going to avoid it because my Earthquake's going to hit him really hard, and it will kill both of them. Whoa, no, actually, sorry. It doesn't kill the Camerupt, which is really not something that I expected. I mean, it's a Camerupt. How does it not die to that? So now we're kind of in a bad position, to be quite honest, because Suicune can do a lot of damage to me. I can't do very much to it. I'm just going to straight up Protect, because I'm figuring, honestly, if I can get rid of the Camerupt, I don't have to worry too much about the Suicune. He's going to go for the Blizzard, actually, and I'm kind of curious as to why he did that. Mainly because it's not going to hit my Feraligatr, really. But he goes for the Blizzard. I do double avoid it. Feraligatr would have taken that, obviously, very well. I counted afterwards. I 100% would have taken that with my Golurk. Now that I'm remembering, we are Assault Vest. It would have done about 50% to my Golurk, so I actually would have taken it very well. So I'm going to get the Focus Blast. It's going to miss again. I have literally not made a single Focus Blast this entire game, in these entire 3 games. He goes for the Mirror Coat, expecting that Focus Blast to land, And I'm like, oh no, man, this is just not this is a haxy battle. So he goes for Snarl. It's going to do a lot to my Feraligatr, but what's really good about that is now my Earthquake is not spread damage. Alright, you with me so far? So it's going to do a hell of a lot more damage to the Suicune. Not enough though, so I'm like, am I going to really be able to do this? I have Mawile in the back, so it's not, you know, even if I do lose my Golurk, it's not a big deal. That's kind of why the Blizzard Mist didn't really matter, because I mean, really, with the Mawile on the back and the damage I'm doing to you, and the fact that it only does about 50% to my Golurk, it's not that big of a deal. I go for the Shadow Punch because I don't want to kill my Mawile. Not that I will. I mean, I'll do a lot of damage to it, but it wasn't worth it, in my opinion. And we do KO the Suicune. So there's a lot of hacks in the 3 battles, but not really too bad, in my opinion. I think it could have gone a lot worse. Definitely a lot worse, but it didn't. So not a huge loss, in my opinion. So it was a great battle against Miguel. I'm glad to have battled him. And guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please tell me who I should build a team around, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Peace.